This video has been made possible by Rebusfarm, the professional render service. Hey guys, well, chances are that you saw the movie Braveheart at some point, where you saw Mel Gibson swing around a huge sword, okay? That sword is called a Claymore, and that is what we're going to look at today. I'm going to try to put in slightly more complex modeling techniques, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Let me know if you do. And that said, let's jump into our video and let's check it out. Here we go. Okay guys, let's get started on our Claymore sword. Okay, now this little section up here is probably the most complex for the shape that we're going for here. So let's start with that one. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a polygon pipe like so. I'm just going to jump to the top view, hit F to zoom in. We're going to right click and go to vertex, and I'm going to start to select these vertices, hit W to move them, and hold on X while I do that, and snap them to that grid line. So hold down X, snap them, hold down X. Okay, and then we're going to take these and snap them to the corner, and like so. All right, that one looks fine. We're going to go in, we're going to right click, get a face, click and shift, double click and delete to get rid of that. And then we're going to right click and go to object mode, jump back to our top. We're going to hit the insert key to move our pivot point, start to move it, hold down X and snap it to the intersection of these two lines here. Okay, hit the insert key again. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, and hold down J to snap it, and then we're going to hit Shift D and Shift D to repeat that process. Let's select all of them and go to Mesh and Combine. All right, now before we move forward, we have a number of vertices that we need to stitch together. Right click Vertex, that one, and so forth. So we're going to jump to our top view. We're going to drag select these, and these, and we're going to go to Edit Mesh and Merge and set our threshold to 0.1, and that is taken care of. All right, now what I want to do next is close up the top and the bottom. So I'm going to right click at the edge, select that entire top edge and go to Mesh and Fill Hole, and we're going to select the bottom here, right click edge and hit G to repeat last command. Okay, so we got them both. Right click face, select and shift select. We're going to hit Control E to extrude, and in our offset let's try 0.1 to have a look. That's not too bad. Let's try 0.2 and maybe even 0.3, but I think that will get us into trouble. Yeah, it does. Okay, so 0.15, that looks fine. Okay, select that face and select that face, delete them, and now we're going to go back in. We're going to right click, go to edge, click, and let's hit 4 for wireframe mode so I can see it better. Click and double click. Okay, and go to Edit Mesh and Bridge. Then we do the same here. And G to repeat last command. G to repeat last command. and hit G to repeat last command. Okay, we're going to hit 5 and we're going to make sure that these vertices are connected. So we're going to right click at a vertex. Let's hit 4 for wireframe mode. We're going to take this one and this one, that one and that one, that one and that one, and that one and that one, and we're going to go to merge 0.1 as a threshold, and we're done. Hit 5 for shaded mode here. Let's do 3 to preview smooth, and you can see that it all stays in shape the way it should, which is fine. Hit 1 to go back. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to edge, double click, and work our way all the way around, like so. Do the same at the bottom. And now that all of that is selected, we'll do the insides as well. Okay, and we're going to go to edit mesh and bevel. Looks like we got a little issue there that we need to fix. Yep, edit mesh and bevel. And let's tweak the fraction 0.5 maybe. Just enough to break that surface. Okay, so now if we right click and go to object mode and hit 3 to preview smooth, it looks nice. Now if you don't want those angles here to be that flat, we're going to want to go back. What we're going to do is we're going to go to insert Edgeloop, option box, multiple, and set that to 2. And we're going to set them here. Shift select, and shift select. Hit Q on our keyboard and select all of these edges. And then we're going to hit R to scale them out and pull them up towards the edge there, like so. Q on a keyboard, right click object mode, and hit 3 to preview smooth. And we have the exact shape that we want. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to quickly save our scene. Hang on. Okay, we got that done. We're going to hit 1 to unsmooth. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to move this guy slightly into position. Like I said, this is a very important part of our model. So we're going to hit E to rotate, hold down J to snap it to 90 degrees. And then we're going to jump to our front view, W to move it, and move it roughly into position. Hit R to scale it down quite a bit. F to zoom in. E to rotate. And just try to get that roughly where we need to be. Okay, works for me, right? So we got that, and now we need to consider is the section coming down here, all right? And for that, we're going to go halfway because we're going to mirror it over, but it has to come out of the lower section of that circle right there. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is move in here and kind of figure out which ones we need. And the best way to do that is go in here, and we're going to right click and go to vertex. Let's start here and end here. So now if we jump in here, we can see how far we need to go. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna right click at a face, select 1, 2, 3. These are the ones that I want. Okay, Control E to extrude, W to pull down, and that's going to be my starting point. All right, so let's go in and Let's move that down towards where we need to be. Move that over. Let's hit R to flare that out in this direction. And that's actually not too bad at all. Looks okay. Then let's hit 4 for wireframe mode. You can see that we've got a slight curve going on here. So hit 5 to go back. Let's go to Insert Edgeloop, option box. Open that up, multiple. Let's do 5. And go in and add 5 like so. Hit Q on our keyboard. 4 for wireframe mode, and we're gonna right click and go to vertex. And I'm gonna take these vertices and I'm just gonna start to pull them out slightly. And then these two, we'll push them back a little. And that one I'll just manually get back into shape. This one needs to come in a bit. And those seem to be okay. All right. Now, excuse me. So let's see what we got here. We got one vertex that's not quite what it should be at 5. Let's see. This one will come in a little. That one will come out. And we don't have to be exactly on our reference model, but it's nice to be close. And we'll take this one and kind of flare that out. It will be smooth after all, so we're gonna right click and go to object mode, 3 to preview smooth. Okay, we're getting there. All right. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we are going to take the back part and start to bring these vertices together. Okay, so we're going to go in here and we're going to right click the vertex, drag select these and these and these and even that one, and then we're going to hit R. And we're going to start to push them in like so, which will give a huge change to our model here. And then we'll go in and we'll do the same with the first 2 rows. So let's see. Well, at the very least, the first row. So drag select, drag select. Okay, and I can do that slightly less, so let's do that. And now that we have that, it is time to snap these sections to the middle here. So I'm going to right click on a face, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hit Control E to extrude, W to pull down, and then from there we're going to right click on a vertex, drag select, hold down X as I snap it, okay. And then we're going to go in, right click on a face, like so. We're going to delete those. I'm going to right click on object mode, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the insert key, move my pivot point way down here, have to zoom in. And let's move that and hold down X. Actually, let's hold down V so we can snap it to a vertex, like so. And then I want an instance of this guy. So I'm going to hit the insert key again first. And I'm going to go to Edit and duplicate special option box, and I want a scale negative on Y if I'm not mistaken. Let's try that. I always hate it when I get it wrong. Sorry guys. Control Z, Control Z. Let's try that again. Just let me figure this out. Hang on. Right guys, I'm not quite sure why I'm making it so difficult for myself, because it's an exact copy. So the only thing I need to do is just hit Control D to duplicate it, hit E to rotate, hold down J and snap it down. That's all there's to it. Okay, let's make sure that it's straight and 90 degrees. Yeah, it looks like it is. Let's get the right angle here, and then let's stitch this stuff up. All right, so let's check and double check the angle to make sure that we're all good. So let's see, 394. Just want to get that perfectly aligned. This should be, yeah, just don't mind me guys, I'm just checking some stuff here, and yeah, okay, so 12,915, this is 90 and 0 and 12,915, 270 makes sense, 0 and 12,915 minus 12,915. Okay, so we know that we're perfectly straight. Okay, select them both, go to mesh and combine, and then we're going to go in, hit 4 for wireframe mode, right click, go to vertex, drag, select all of these vertices in the middle and go to edit mesh and merge, set that to 0.1, and there we go. This one is a bit too close, so hit Control Z to go back. 0.05 should be fine. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's all stitched together, which is cool. Sorry this took a while, but it's kind of important, this part. So let's see, and hit W to make sure that we got nothing going on like this here. These are the instancing copies that I was playing with. All right, so I'll get that back into place. 5 for shaded mode. That's our guy. All right, cool. Okay, that was the most tricky part of our model. We're going to do a preview smooth, hit 3. It's looking okay, I think, yeah. Maybe we want to have one of these edges here pop a little bit, which would probably be this one. So we're gonna have a look here. Let's do that one right there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna want to go back. I'm gonna add a few edge loops here just to hold that. Okay. So let's do single setting. We're gonna go in, put one in there and one in there. That will certainly help. Then let's do, come on, one here and one here. Let's check to make sure that they roughly have the same width. So hit W, pull that one up. Okay, hit Q on the keyboard. We're gonna right click and get a face, and I'm just gonna select that entire, come on. entire face row to simulate those welds, and we don't want them on the top here, so we're going to turn these faces off. Looks like I'm missing an edge here, which is kind of weird. Let's clean that up, guys. Not sure why. I'm not sure at all, actually. And the good thing is that that's a face that we're going to get rid of because we need to open that up. Still not sure why it's happening though. Not quite sure anyway. We're going to select these, hit Control Delete to get rid of them. And then we're going to go into our modeling toolkit, go to our multi-cut tool, and take that and connect that to that, and hit enter. Okay. Alrighty. Hit Q on our keyboard. Let's double click on that. We're good. Okay, so we need to open that up on the front here. Let's close down this stuff. Alright, we'll do that in a sec. 3 to preview smooth. Yeah, good. Alright, so we're going to take the main element here, the handle, finally. And let's hit W and move that back. Hit Control A for attribute editor. Set that to 20, that's fine. We'll set caps to 0. We'll hit E to rotate it and hold on J as we do that. And then we're going to jump into this view, hit W, move it back here, F to zoom in, right click vertex, drag select these vertices, hit R and scale that down. I'll turn on my X-ray so we can see it. Hit W, move that over here. Then we're going to take these, move that to about there, and hit R and scale that in as well, like so. We're going to jump in here and we're going to right click at a face, Control E to extrude, R to scale in just slightly, G to repeat last command, W to pull out, G to repeat last command, R to scale out, and G to repeat last command, and W to pull out. Okay. We're going to go over here and we're going to pull that out to we're about here. And that's where this guy needs to split up. Okay. So what we'll do there is we will right click at object mode. First we're going to add a few additional edge loops. Make sure we're on manual setting. Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm going to put one here to hold that shape. Put one here and here. We'll put one at the end as well. And we do have some n-gons, but don't worry about that. We'll be okay. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our modeling toolkit, take our multi-cut tool, and we're going to go in and we're going to jump from here to here, hit enter, and from here to here, and hit enter as well. Q on our keyboard, right click face, select this face and this face, hit Control E to extrude, and W to pull out, like so. Alright. Let's have a look here and see what we got. So this needs to come down and in. So right click vertex, drag select. We're going to hit R and we are going to push them in this direction. G to repeat last command. Ooh, what happened there? That still looks good. We'll try that again. Let's see, push that down to about there. That's cool. And then we're going to go in and we're going to right click on the face again, select these two faces, Control E to extrude again, W to pull out again, like so. And then we're going to pull that out to about here, and that's where we're going to end. Okay, we're going to go to Insert Edgeloop, option box, once again, single setting, that's fine. Let's make sure these two are aligned. Like so. We'll put one here. And once again, yeah, looks fine. Okay, Q on a keyboard, right click object mode, 3 to preview smooth, and looks like we need to fix this area here. I want to go back. And what we're going to do there is we're going to go in, insert edge loop, Q on our keyboard, we'll do one more here. Hang on. Let's hit Q first. Let's see what we got. Okay, not quite. We need one. Multi-cut tool from this guy to that guy, hit enter. Hit 4 for wireframe mode so we can see it better. Kind of a tricky angle, so what we'll do is we'll hit Q on a keyboard, we'll hit Control H to hide this guy. So we can go to Vertex, multi-cut tool, one there, and and hit enter. Q on a keyboard, display and show all. And there you go. Right click object mode, 3 to preview smooth. It looks a lot better. Just looking at my original here, trying to figure what else I can do, but this looks pretty clean. And then what we need to do is we need to insert our blade, but we need to define where it's coming from and how far it's going out. Okay, so what we'll do there is we'll take a reference from this view. So it's let's see, right click, Vertex, and let's see, insert edge loop, still got something going on here. Let's turn this off. All right, so let's see, and insert Edgeloop option box, single settings, fine. It doesn't want to play ball for some reason. Not quite sure why. sure why, guys. I think it's because of, yeah, I think I got it. So let's see, insert edge loop. Yeah, there we go. It's working. It's working. So I want one there, and I want one there. Q on our keyboard, right click vertex, drag, select this one and that one. That's the range of the opening for our blade. Okay. So we're gonna right click at a face, select this face, all the way up to there. Okay, we're gonna hit Control E to extrude, sorry. W to pull in, and that's where our blade will fit in. Okay. So almost there. The blade isn't that much work, so we should be good. We're gonna go over here, right click object mode, come on, hit 1 to go back. We're gonna right click at a face, Control E to extrude and R to scale out just slightly, and there we go. Let's create that end shape there. For that, we'll take a polygon cylinder, and W to move that back here, E to rotate it, like so. Control A for our attribute editor. Let's do 40 subdivisions to make it nice and smooth, and 0 on the caps. We're gonna right click at our object mode. Let's hit F to zoom in, hit W. You can see that our image is quite distorted, but that's okay. We'll turn off our X-ray here so we can see what's going on. We're gonna hit R to scale this down a lot. W to bring that in. That's probably gonna be it. Size-wise, we're gonna hit R and we're gonna scale that in a lot. Yep, and then we're going to right click at a face, select that face, shift select that face, Control E to extrude. We're going to tweak our offset to 0.1, G to repeat last command, R to scale out. No idea what that all is. Let me fix that, hang on. Well, that got weird on me very quickly. So we're gonna select that, shift select that. We're gonna hit Control E to extrude, R to scale out. Let's pull that out like so. And then scale them down. We're gonna right click at object mode, hit 3 to preview smooth. Need some edges. So insert edge loop, it's still at single, yeah it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one right here, add one up here, one there, one there, and one there. Go over here, one up there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Q on our keyboard, object mode, 3 to preview smooth. Looks fine. Okay, so we got all that. This guy is still not smooth yet. So we're gonna go to mesh and smooth. So if we select all of this, and hit 1 to unsmooth, we can see what's not smooth yet. This guy, mesh and smooth. So we got all that. So all of this, we're going to go to mesh and combine. And now we're going to look at our blade. Okay. So for that, we're going to take a polygon cube, hit W to move that in. Let's have a look from our top view. F to zoom in, R to scale down until we have a clean fit. Like so. We're gonna right click on our vertex, drag select these two, hit W and bring that in, and then from this view we're gonna see how far. So let's bring that in until we're right there. We're gonna hit R to scale them upwards, and then our perspective view we're gonna have a look to see if it fits in the opening that we created. So we're gonna right click at object mode, hit R to scale that in, and then it looks like we need to scale the whole thing up a little, pretty close, and just push that in a tad, if that's even English. Yeah, so that starting point is okay, and then we're gonna jump in, right click on our vertex, drag select these two, hit W, bring that way over here to that endpoint, like so. For wireframe mode, we're gonna hit R, we're gonna push these two together in a point. And then we're going to go in and go to Insert Edgeloop option box. We'll do multiple and we'll do 2. Then we'll go in here, 5 for shaded mode. Let's do 2 right there. Make sure it's on both sides. It is, yeah, cool. We're gonna hit Q on our keyboard. We want this to come into about there, so we're gonna go into this view for wireframe mode. We're gonna go in and insert edge loop and then single setting. And let's add an edge just about there. Q on our keyboard, go back in, right click face, select that face and that face, Control E, what the, Control E, and there we go, hit R, push that in, right click object mode, 3 to preview smooth, and I have a look. Yeah, the effect is there, not quite there yet. Want to go back. Okay, we're gonna go into our insert edge loop again, and that's not it. And what we're going to do here is we are going to add one up here at the end. And then we're going to add a few more. So we're going to set it to multiple again. Still at 2. We'll do 2 here and 2 here. Q on our keyboard, right click face. Select that face and that face, and that one and that one. Control E once again, R to scale that in, and Q on our keyboard. Right click on object mode, hit 3 to preview smooth, which gives that nice shape in our blade, which is fine. But we're not quite there yet. We're going to hit 1 to go back. We are going to add an edge loop around here. Let's see how far. That would be about here. Q on our keyboard. I'm going to move in. Right click, go to, come on, object mode. Right click vertex, take this one and this one. Hit W, push that back. Like so. And then we're going to go in. Come on. And add one really close to it. Hit Q on our keyboard. Then we need to pay attention because we're gonna right click, go to vertex, take 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We need R to scale that in. Turning that into a sharp blade or sharper blade. I'm going to take these two and match up with that. And then we're going to put one towards the end here. Q on a keyboard, have to zoom in, right click vertex, 1 and 2, three and 4, and we're going to hit R and we're going to push them together. And then we're going to jump into this view. Hit 5. And we're going to drag select these and we're going to start to pull that up like so. And these, we're going to push that down quite a bit, and then we're going to start to add a few to enable us to make it a bit rounder. So let's do 3. We'll do 3 here, and we'll start there. Q on our keyboard, right click vertex, drag select and hit R to flare out. Drag select, R to flare out. Okay, and then let's see what we got over here. This needs to flare up. This as well. This as well. And these two. And then from the top here, this blade needs to come in. So I'm going to take all of this, I'm going to hit B, hold down B and increase that area. And then I'm going to start to push that in to make that nice and thin. Okay, so let's have a look. Turn our B key off, right click object mode, go to mesh and smooth. So this seems to be our sword. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get this guy into Keyshot so we can texture it. Okay, so hang on while I prepare the mesh. I'm going to drag select the whole thing. I'm going to go to, actually let's apply some color IDs to it. this is going to be a material, and this one we're going to go to mesh and separate. This and this and this will be the same material. So assign new material. Let's do a Lambert, and we'll take any other color. Doesn't really matter that much. And then here, I'm not quite done yet. I'll initially do let's see, we'll do another color Lambert. Let's do yellow or so. But I'm not quite done with the leather part. Okay, let's just make that a little bit more interesting. Okay, we're going to do that texturing partly, but let's see, Edgeloop once again. Single. Q on my keyboard, right click object mode. I'll just hit that, there we go. Control E to extrude, R to scale. Just kind of bring that out a little bit. Just so we've got slightly more detail going on. Okay. So, and then we need to change the material on part of that selection. So I'm gonna have to zoom in, and I'm just gonna right click at object mode. Let's just hide this for a sec. Control H. Okay, so right click face. Right click, assign new material. Let's do a new Lambert. And it's just a gray Lambert, which is kind of fine as long as it's a different material than the rest of it. Okay, so we're going to go to display, show, and all. We're going to go to right click, select the whole thing, go to mesh and combine, edit, delete by type, history, and then we can export it. Okay, file, export selection, where'd it go? FBX, export selection, and I'll call this Sword FBX, and I'll just save that out on my desktop. Okay, so next up is Keyshot. Here we go. Right guys, we're in Keyshot. Here we go. We're going to go to File and Import. We're going to select our Sword FBX. We're going to import that. We're going to start with an initial material. So we're going to go to metal, and let's see what we got. Let's try steel. And we don't want it to be too shiny, but we'll give it a start here. This is very much determined by our lighting, so we're going to go to backdrop here. I'm going to take this one, and first I'm going to start to play with my environment until I'm happy with the options that we have for our lighting before we add more materials. Okay, so let's put that in. And that's usually my favorite, and it looks really cool. So let's try a few others. It's not bad either. Let's see. I can try an outdoor. Typically it doesn't pop as much when we do that. This is not bad. A bit shiny though, but lighting wise I'm happy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and find a material for this section here. So let's try that. No, not that. polished steel, yeah, better. Let's find some leather for our handle here. Perforated leather, that's pretty neat. Okay, scale is way too big, so we're going to double click on that leather and we're going to go to our texture tab. First I want to change it towards something more brown. Actually, maybe even black. Okay, we'll take that for now. We'll take our color number 2. Looks pretty black to me. Okay, then let's look at the scale. Very important. We need to bring that scale way down. Okay, now as far as that perforated texture is concerned, not too crazy about that. So let's go with a basic leather and do that instead. And then we'll increase the roughness. Double click on this guy. Tweak the scale a bit. I really want to clearly see that it's leather. So that looks okay. That kind of works. Yep, kind of makes it pop. All right, now let's see if we got the right steel going on here. Just gonna double click on that. By increasing the roughness just slightly, it's not as shiny. And this guy, yeah, it's all connected, so that's good. And then we got this. We can decide to tweak that color a little bit if we like. Yeah, it looks cool. All right, so this is pretty much the setup for our render here. So we're gonna bring that in and try to find an angle that looks cool. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna click OK on that. We're gonna go to render. Let's set our settings first. Let's do a full simulation. And then let's go in, turn off interior mode, turn off caustics. Yeah, cool. And then we're going to go into our render. We're going to go to our render tab, options, maximum samples, output. We'll call this Claymore sword render. Size is good, and we'll do a location on my desktop and render. Okay, I'll pause the video and see you guys when it's done. Well, there you have it, guys. There's our final render for our Claymore sword. I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to put in some elements that are slightly more complex than what I usually do. So hopefully that is something that you enjoy, and if not, let me know. And if you got any requests, let me know as well. And that said, thank you guys for checking out my tutorial, and love to see you guys again. Bye.